Hey everyone, Tyler here from Tyler Dice Golf. This video is going to be on our 2018 Ryder Cup review. So this is the Monday after the Ryder Cup, and obviously it was on European soil, and the Europeans kicked the crap out of the Americans again for like the 25th year in a row, it seems like. So congratulations to Europe. A lot of really good players in that team, a lot of really good people on that team. So, you know, good to see that good people that work hard, that play hard, won the Ryder Cup again. On this little review, I'm going to focus mostly on the United States squad because they've got some work to do. And obviously me being from the United States, that's where my passion lies. So for the United States, we had a lot of black hole players that just played horrible again, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But to start, let's talk about the bright spots that are on the United States team. So obviously Justin Thomas was by far our best player this year. He's been one of the best players in golf, period, the last 2 years. And yeah, congratulations to him. He definitely gets an A grade in my book. Just below him, I have Tony Finau and Webb Simpson. Both played pretty solid golf. Unfortunately, Webb got paired with Bubba Watson that first day, and it was atrocious. Bubba was sick. He might still be sick, but he was apparently feeling pretty terrible, I guess, Thursday and Friday. So I know Jim Furyk did not really want to play Bubba, but he kind of had to because he was struggling. But yeah, so Webb Simpson and Tony Finau. I mean, Tony, this is his rookie campaign. Earned his way onto this team, played great golf all year round, and most importantly, the guy played great golf in a variety of different golf courses, and he played golf, you know, pretty much a lot of great rounds from start to finish. So very consistent year, and obviously he capped it off with another very consistent, typical performance of Tony Finau. You know, he didn't have any wins this year, but he's played solid golf all year, and he went to this Ryder Cup, and he kept playing solid golf. And so really, you know, hats off to Tony Finau for his really solid play in his rookie campaign at the Ryder Cup in foreign soil. So I'm really happy for him. And if you really look at the details of it, it's kind of a no-brainer. Again, Tony has played great at a variety of golf courses all throughout the year. He lives in Utah. And so the weather in Utah is cooler than it is in a lot of other places. And so, you know, he fit right in with the cooler temps, cooler golf course conditions out in France. So it's really a no-brainer why he played so well. And it's also kind of a no-brainer why he was the last guy to get picked for the squad, when a guy like that kind of makes sense to pick him first. But that's just me. So anyways, Justin Thomas, Webb Simpson, Tony Finau, those are my A and B grades. Right underneath that, Jordan Spieth gets a C+. However, Jordan Spieth gets a C+ because Justin Thomas played so well this year. Jordan missed a ton of putts. And honestly, if he would have made a few more putts in one of those matches, you know, Jordan would have got 4 points. And Justin Thomas would have got 5 for the United States. So if Jordan would have putted a little bit better, you know, he could have actually snuck in with 4 points, and JT could have had 5. So, you know, really disappointed to see Jordan Spieth struggling on the greens continue. I'm just, you know, feel bad for the guy because he's putted so good in his career, and this year it's just been a complete drop-off. So hopefully he can kind of right the ship moving on to the 2019 season. The rest of the team, in my book, kind of got B's, C's, D's, or F's in their grades, mostly F's. You know, best player in the world, Dustin Johnson, just completely played terrible. Ricky Fowler, horrible. Tiger Woods, horrible. Phil Mickelson, horrible. Bryson DeChambeau, 0 points, looked overwhelmed, and, you know, didn't fit in well enough with any of the players to pair well with him. So again, a lot of crap, a lot of bad stuff on that team. Patrick Reed won't seem to keep his mouth shut, keeps talking about, you know, this, that, and the other thing, and keeps rubbing all the guys on his team the wrong way, and keeps saying things that just, you know, they don't like to hear, and they don't want to hear. And I don't think those players are out of line, you know, with Patrick Reed's attitude. You know, he's been rubbing a lot of people the wrong way for a long time, and he seems to just keep doing it. And I think it's no wonder that Jordan Spieth didn't want to play with him anymore. You know, with the comments he's made throughout the last year, and pretty much saying that he carried Jordan Spieth in all his Ryder Cup matches is not a really great way to treat somebody. And especially when that somebody has a best friend on the team that they would rather play golf with, which is Justin Thomas. I don't think you'll ever hear Justin Thomas make any of those comments to Jordan Spieth, about Jordan Spieth, or to anyone really. So lastly, let's talk about the captain, Jim Furyk, right? Jim, really was hoping Jim would do a lot better. Really disappointed in everything and how it came to fruition there throughout the week. I expected a whole lot more from him. I expected I expected him to be a captain very similar to how he played golf. Mistake-free, very precise, and very effective. Those are things that you could say that were characteristic hallmarks of Jim Furyk's game. The guy shot 59 and a 58 on tour. That right there, 59 and a 58, that means you're playing consistent, effective, and mistake-free golf a lot. You're doing that, okay? So that's what I expected out of Jim Furyk as a captain, and it was a mess. His 4 captain's picks, I believe they went 2, 10, and 0. That means 10 losses his captain's pick got. And I know Thomas Bjorn, Europeans captain, got a whole lot of flack for his captain's picks, but they won him like 8 points or 9 points or something like that. So Thomas Bjorn's coming out smelling like a rose, looking like a genius, and Jim Furyk, who was celebrated for his captain's picks, really looked kind of, I don't know, amateurish, I guess is the word to use. Again, I was really hoping Jim Furyk would do a lot better. Going into this, a guy like Jim, he would obviously know that the European Tour picks courses that they host their side of the Ryder Cup based upon their schedule, their regular season schedule. So the golf courses that they play on are golf courses that the European Tour members play every year. So they're very, very familiar with a lot of these golf courses. Like Le Golf National, where they played this year, they've hosted at the French Open there over 20 times or something like that. So some of these players have literally played this golf course 50 times. So, they were obviously very, very familiar. The United States squad, if I knew that, if I was planning on playing the Ryder Cup, my butt would have been over there playing the French Open that week. But that's just me. And knowing that this is a golf course that gets played a lot, you can look and see who are the winners that this golf course typically has. And one would think that they would pick players that were playing well and whose games would match up for that style of golf course. Obviously guys that don't hit the ball in the fairway. Obviously guys that aren't great out of the rough, at a super, super thick rough. Obviously guys that miss too many greens and have to rely on their scrambling a lot. Those kind of players aren't going to play well here. Patrick Reed relies on his scrambling a lot. Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson don't hit a lot of fairways. Neither does DJ, neither does Brooks Koepka, neither does Ricky Fowler, neither does Jordan Spieth. So, all these great players that America has, when you put them in rough where you can't get to the green into, you're having to scramble all the time, which you can't do out here, makes a whole lot of sense. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense is why they picked some of these guys and why they didn't pair them up with people to where that would complement and enhance their games versus just picking the guys that were playing the best at the end of the year. So I was a little confused at that, and I'm not really sure why. I know why he picked the players he picked. 2 of them are his friends, and 2 of the other guys were playing really, really hot. I think everyone in the world would have picked Bryson DeChambeau winning those 2 weeks like he did, winning 3 times this year. I think anybody would have picked him. I think anybody would have picked Tiger Woods. But looking back, I think if you pick Tiger Woods and DeChambeau, I think you got to be looking hard as to all right, who can I pair with them that's on this team? If I can't pair anybody with them, then I got to pick someone who I can pair with them. And obviously picking Phil Mickelson, someone who doesn't pair well with anyone on that team at that golf course, was a really, really weird pick. It almost kind of didn't do him justice because he played so poorly. And maybe if our last memory of Phil Mickelson's last Ryder Cup was last year where he made 10 birdies in singles play, might have been a more fitting end for Phil Mickelson's career at the Ryder Cup. But we'll see. Maybe he can, find the secret in the dirt and come to life these next 2 years and play great and make it to one more Ryder Cup and have a nice finale. So who knows, right? Who knows? But anyways, Jim Furyk, I was really disappointed in that. You know, I like the pick of Tony Finau. I had been talking with a lot of friends about hoping he would pick Tony Finau for this Ryder Cup, and I'm happy he did, and I'm happy Tony played great. I'm just disappointed that his other 3 Ryder Cup picks didn't win any matches. 0-10, that's bad, really, really bad. So really disappointed in that performance right there. But again, the United States has some good young golfers. I think moving forward, Bryson DeChambeau is going to keep getting better, and he's going to be a more consistent foundation rock player on this Ryder Cup team in the future. Obviously, Jordan Spieth will figure it out. Justin Thomas is going to be solid. Tony Finau could be there for a long time. Webb Simpson is a solid player who, again, you can pair up with a lot of different people as well. Would love to see Webb Simpson paired up with Dustin Johnson. Would love to see that in future Ryder Cups. I don't know why it didn't happen this year, but I would love to see it happen in the future. And I think Tiger Woods still got a few more years left in him. Typically, he's pretty solid in singles play. You just got to figure out who he can pair with for alternate shot and for better ball, for foursomes and 4-ball. You know, once we get that figured out, I think things will be a little bit better for him. But this golf course obviously did not suit his game one iota, and he grinded it out as best he could. It just wasn't there this week. So I don't think this is a golf course that he likes to play, and I think that's evident. And I just think it was just, you know, picking him was kind of one of those things where you kind of had to, but he didn't really fit well for that game. But moving forward, I think Steve Stricker is going to be our Ryder Cup captain for 2020, which is in Kohler, Wisconsin at Whistling Straits. So love Steve Stricker. Excited to see that. And then I'm guessing it's looking like maybe Phil Mickelson is going to be our captain after Steve Stricker. Or maybe Zach Johnson. So maybe Zach Johnson or Phil and Zach Johnson, the next 2 captains after that. So looks to be some pretty cool stuff on the pike. You know, really excited for 2020's Ryder Cup and 2022's Ryder Cup, which is in Italy. Italy is building a brand new facility for their Ryder Cup hosting, and it's going to end up being really, really cool. It's kind of going to be like the stadium course down in Sawgrass, but in Italy, made for golf, or made for TV golf kind of thing. So grandstands and all that stuff is going to be set up ahead of time, ready to rock and roll for that event. So that's going to be really, really cool too. But yeah, anyways, really excited, really exciting Ryder Cup. Again, congrats to Europe. They played awesome. I don't have any bad things to say about any of those players. Just really happy for them playing well. And you know, the recipe's there, America. Like, just copy what Europe does, or at least copy part of what they do, and things will be a lot better off for you. So that's all I got. Thanks for listening, and I'll let you all go, and we'll see you later.